show. We are gonna head over to Dad's and see if we can harvest the last of the rhubarb. There's a good chance we get a frost tonight. Well, Friday night's gonna be getting down. The temperature's dropping. You ready to go, bud? We'll see what we can find. All right, so we're heading. Dad lives about 7 minutes away, bud.
Maybe 8, depending on how many lights you get.
Yeah, it depends. Anyway, it's been a productive year. We all together between the green bean harvest that we recently pulled this last weekend,
Like
and yeah, in the prior one we've got I think over 80 quarts, which is good. The goal is 100 usually, but I mean 80 should get us through pretty nice. But anyways, kind of dreary weather. Pretty soon we're going to be prepping the garden for fall, bud. What do you think about that? Yeah, no. Typically get a load of leaves from the township once we get the garden cleared off, but we got a lot of work to do in that regard. You know, some of the stuff's just not died down yet, so we're usually not clearing the garden out till after the first frost. And then once we'll go this way. Once we do that, we'll take all the structures down and everything. We'll be able to cover it. Then we need to figure out what we're going to do next year, bud. Lord willing, what we want to grow.
Asparagus.
You want to try asparagus? That's a perennial. That's a possibility.
The rhubarb patch is really expanded. I think because we have that huge turnip patch that he just cut down. I think it'd be good to instead plant more turnips to expand the rhubarb patch.
Yeah, we could very well do that. I'll let the seeds just drop this year, so we might have some volunteer rhubarb come up. If not, we can try cultivating some this spring. I've got a bunch of big old sack of seeds in the freezer.
I don't know if they're still good. They're like 3 years old.
Yeah, we'll have to do a test germination on them where we put plant a bunch and see if any sprout. Kind of go from there with it. I read a pretty good article today. It's about setting goals, and the idea is like what we can learn from Olympians in terms of setting goals. And the idea is not focusing on the big goal or whatever you want to achieve, but more break it down into smaller little goals that that focus on or revolve around things you can control, and then just follow the process. Start working the process. Do the things that you know that you can control, and work towards it. And eventually, you'll be successful. And that's something that can be applied everywhere, bud. We could apply that to gardening. We could apply that to your studies. Apply that to all kinds of stuff. Anywho. Well, everybody that's watching what are you guys doing? I don't get a ton of comments in my videos. Feel free to comment on what you're doing. We'll focus now on getting over to Dad's. Alright, it's getting dark on us. It's about 10 after 7. We're out at Dad's. We're going to check out the rhubarb and see what's left. Again, we want to get out here and do this before it frosts. It may not frost because it's pretty wet.
May or may not.
So we'll see.
Probably depends on
Let's take a look at the rhubarb. I don't know if you can see this, but basically anything here that the leaf is unfurled, there's a nice stalk. We're going to cut out what we can, trim it up. So what we're going to do, here, why don't you put that basket down, you can film this. And keep your finger out of the ones. Okay, you ready? Let's go down here. Look, here's one. You get down at the base. You know, so there's a nice stalk. So what I'll do is just cut the end off. We can put that in our basket. It's a nice looking rhubarb bud. Another one?
That's a really nice one.
Yeah, we can trim that up. And generally when you plant in rhubarb, this is Ukrainian rhubarb, so it's not as pink as like normal rhubarb, but when you're planting rhubarb, you want to give it a couple years to get established, at least.
Like 3?
At least 1 or 2. We gave ours 3.
We've only harvested a little bit before then. This is like the 4th year, and this is a really big harvest.
So some really nice stalks. What we'll do is we'll freeze it after we process it. Be able to make some desserts and stuff with it.
Yeah, like rhubarb pie. Strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry rhubarb pie is pretty nice. Should get pretty good.
Or peach rhubarb.
Pretty good load here.
Ooh. That knife's real sharp.
Yeah, it's doing a good job.
It's perfect for this.
Yeah.
But Emma said, and Mom agreed, you shouldn't cut off the main stalks because those are the things that hold a lot of its energy and stuff. Like, don't cut off the huge leaves, like the top foliage. Oh, come on.
Yeah. If we didn't trim all this back, we just let it die.
What would
That'd be
happen?
kind of a waste, wouldn't it, bud?
Well, yeah. That's a main stalk.
Well,
It's a real thick one.
it's kind of we'll probably leave that one. We could cut all that back, really.
Yeah, but you want to let the plant live.
Well, it will live, but it's going to come back next year.
It's a nice thick one.
Yeah, come over here, show them this. This is a seed stalk. There's nothing on that right now. But there's quite a bit. Anywhere we see a full leaf, there's going to be a pretty nice stalk of rhubarb.
Are you trimming back some of the dead leaves too?
Yeah, we'll get.
It's kind of like pruning like a tree or a bush.
Yeah, kind of. You can't see it real well, but there's a giant rhubarb plant here. And again, anything as far as these leaves. I mean, there's some
There's a bunch of
nice.
slugs.
Yeah, on the dead stuff. But there's some nice rhubarb we can harvest, so we're going to harvest that out. There you go. Can you shine a light down here, bud? There's a really nice stalk. Look at that. It's a nice stalk.
That's like enough for a pie.
Yeah, I think Mom's going to be pretty happy.
Or pretty. Who gave you that knife?
Jeremy.
This is a lot of rhubarb.
Yeah. I'm cleaning up real nice.
Double stalk. Yeah.
Yeah. Some really nice ones. The bigger ones there.
Oh, you can see your breath.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's a big one. We've cut this back quite a bit. And this is like where all the mosquitoes and frogs like to live. Why is it blurry?
Because you hit a button. Is it still filming?
Yeah, it's still filming
Okay.
now.
Why don't you put that in the basket there? And we can take these leaves.
Seed stalk.
Oh.
Did you find a slug on there? Whoa, this is a big leaf. It's like twice the size of my head.
We'll check that one.
Are you sure all these leaves we're able to pick?
Yeah, anything that's
Not me.
not
Oh, butcher it.
there's a lot.
Whoa, that's big. Some big rhubarb.
What's going on?
I think this is good, or should we get some more? We probably should get some more since it's gonna frost. Or it might
I
frost.
think Mom's gonna be like, whoa.
Or she's gonna be like, ugh. I'm gonna be tired of eating rhubarb after this. So this is basically what it is.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't notice how many plants there are. There's like 6.
Let's go this way.
I can hear it raining.
It's a good time to harvest it. This is pretty amazing, really.
I think we should bring an extra basket. I mean, this is crazy. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I mean,
Because most of them are really little ones, and those are the ones you really don't want to cut. What's that?
what we'll do is we'll oh, that one's a bad stalk. We can take these leaves and kind of pile them on
The plants as
like these
protection.
composts, or at least put them around the sides, right?
It could be like protection and compost.
So there's minerals there in the leaves that can be recycled. Oops.
Oops. Did you cut a big stalk off?
No.
Okay. Remember, I was supposed to cut off all the bad stuff, and I just totally ripped the plant apart. You spider. On the rhubarb.
It's okay, though.
Where is it
I
now?
got it off here.
Where is it now? Oh. It's still blurry. Oh wait, there we go. You kind of butchered it. It looks like it. Like you kind of just ripped everything apart.
Well, no, I didn't rip anything out. We're just cutting.
Yeah,
it out.
we've got a full one. You. Here's an extra. Feels like bedtime already, but it's only 7. Maybe 7:30. Okay, now what? Just keep on picking? Or
I think we probably got enough. What we're going to do now is just take the leaves and throw them on there.
all covered up?
Let me see that. All right, I'd say we've got a
Bushel?
close to half bushel there, but pretty successful rhubarb harvest there. Let's get that back to the house. All right, so we're back home. We got a pretty epic rhubarb harvest. Gonna rinse this off. We're gonna cut it up into pieces and then vacuum seal it into bags. We got some really nice stalks. All right, so we got all of our rhubarb washed up, and now we're gonna cut it up into 1/4-inch chunks. We could do a couple stalks at one time. We'll throw it in here, and then we will vacuum seal it in bags. Well, my daughter Ruthie is gracious enough to help me and chop all this up. Some nice looking rhubarb. Cutting it up in a 1/4-inch little disc there for the pies. Got a little ways to go here. Once we get it all chopped up, we will pack it away using our food saver machine. Ruthie tried this, and it does have a little bit of a sour flavor. which it works out really well in pies. So strawberry rhubarb pie, peach rhubarb pie are some pies that we've tried with rhubarb. It kind of acts as a filler too. You know, a good way to get some extra content in the pies and make your fruit stretch and still get a really good pie. So Stone, if you're watching, we've got a strawberry pie for you here in the near future. So we're in the process of bagging up the rhubarb here. There's about 2 cups in these bags. It's working out pretty well. Alright, we got our last pack here. There's about 2 cups in each of these. How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Like 14.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. 13, 14, so roughly 28 cups of fresh rhubarb, Ukrainian rhubarb. And the difference is that it doesn't get very pinkish or reddish. It gets a little bit of red streaks, pink streaks in the stalk, but primarily green. So the next step is to find some space in the freezer.